Our life is made of habits. What time do you wake up? What time do you sleep? What's your schedule of doing your job? How do you study? I mean, ton of habits form your life. This is Now Tell Us. I'm your host, Anthony Murore. Today we are going to talk about habits to design your life your way. And as always, at Now Tell Us, we have guests who come and share with us some interesting things. They come and inspire us. They come and share with us their stories. They come and educate us on a subject. And you, as our guest, we always encourage you to stay there, watch, listen, and please share with your friends. And if you have questions, ask them. If you have a comment, we appreciate every comment that you give. That's why we are here. Now tell us. And now let's go and meet our guest, who is known as Rahul Karan Sharma. Here we go. Hi, Rahul.
Hey Anthony, how are you?
I'm fine. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, it's such an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Yes. Can we know where it is that you are at today as we speak?
I'm in Washington D.C. metro area in United States,
Okay. How is
and
it there? How's the weather?
it's rainy today. It's little in mid 50s. It's a cold weather. I would not say cold, but it's cloudy.
Mm.
So
I
yes,
love the rain. I love the rain. I
yeah,
used to
I
love
do
the rain
too.
even when I was much younger, and I used to. This is an interesting occurrence. When I was much younger, the experiences we went through, we used to live in a tin roofed hut.
Hmm.
So the rain would come and it would hit the roof, and it would be that soothing sound that will make me sleep. So I love the rain
Nice.
from back then.
Mm, amazing.
Yeah, but your name is not from the States. Where are you from originally, if I may ask?
Sure. Originally, I'm from India.
Yeah.
I'm from the central part of India. I lived almost 25 years, first 25 years of my life in India.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2002, I came to United States to pursue my master's degree in organizational development.
Okay.
And since then, I'm here in the country.
And what do you do presently?
I am a global head of learning and development for a company called Collabra.
Okay.
And I'm also an author, a leadership coach, and a public speaker.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't we all need to be coached on a leadership? I mean, it's such an important thing in life. John Maxwell, I believe you know him, says that everything falls or rises on a leadership, or maybe the other way around. It rises or falls on leadership.
Absolutely. I would say if you are a leader, you are the talk of the town.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is anything, any conversation that a leader does with his or her employee, that becomes the conversation at the dinner table.
Mm.
Whether it is good or not so good, employees want to share that with their family members. So, as leader, we need to be very mindful of how we are motivating our team members and how we are ensuring that they go with a right mindset so that they can have a good conversation with their family.
On your journey into being where you are, what has been the most interesting part of your life, if I may ask?
I would say the interesting part of my life would be going for this master's degree program.
Mm-hmm.
I already did a MBA before in human resources, so this was my second degree, master's
Okay.
degree, and it gave me exposure to different people, different culture, and that has really added multiple flavors in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fortunate that my parents, encouraged me to come here and then go for the master's degree, and I'm fortunate.
That's good. Now we are talking about habits, habits, and I know it's a subject that you're very passionate about. And how did it all begin for you to focus on habits and talk about it and then share it with everybody out there?
So in 2011 is when I smoked my last cigarette. I
Mm.
was a smoker
Oh,
and used to smoke almost 20 cigarettes a day.
30. So that means that you smoke a packet and a half, I guess, because I have an idea that
Yeah,
a packet contains 20 cigarettes.
yes, probably 20, not packet and a half, 20 cigarettes a pack a day,
Yeah.
to be precise.
Okay.
And it was hurting me,
Mm-hmm.
hurting my health. And I got married in 2010, and that's where my newly wedded wife requested that if I can let go of this habit.
Mm-hmm.
I promise that I will, but believe me, it was very, very difficult to let go.
Mm-hmm.
27th of March of 2011 is when I last spoke.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened due to the determination that I had, due to the positive affirmation I did to myself. And I thought that if I can do this, there could be many others who can learn and probably replicate.
Mm-hmm.
Second story I would share, Anthony, is just 2 years ago, I wanted to do swimming, bring swimming in my life again. I
Mm.
used to swim during my school days, but
Okay.
it's been a long time that I went to a pool.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the pool, was very excited that, man, today I'm going to do this, today I'm going to do that. And the moment and it was a 25-meter pool, the length of the pool was 25 meter.
Mm-hmm.
By end of first lap, I was so exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
I had to take a stop. I had to take a break. And with breaks, I could do only 4 laps that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very disappointed with myself because I was excited. I thought I will do 10, 15, 20. And then I was very disappointed. So while I was driving back to home, I did a mental dialogue. I called it as a mind talk
Mm-hmm.
myself that this cannot be the case.
Mm-hmm.
Rahul needs to do more laps. Rahul need to do more and effective swimming.
Mm-hmm.
And I did some more analysis research on what are the different strokes or different techniques I can use to have a better timing and do swimming for a longer time.
Mm-hmm.
In 3 weeks, I was able to do 40 laps of swimming in the same pool
Okay.
in which it was challenging for me to do one lap.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, it is 40 without stop is what I'm doing.
Okay.
So this mind talk really helped me in putting the positivity in my mind that yes, it is possible. The analysis that I did allowed me to know that I can just not do freestyle, I can do breaststroke, I can do backstroke, and I can finish 40 laps.
Mm-hmm.
So these two stories, the results I got, I thought that I want to share that with most of my listeners. And another thing which I have acknowledged and seen that a lot of people had great potential, but they are unable to unleash that potential.
Yeah.
So this is for those people who want to unleash their potential. This is for those people who wants to design their life their way.
Mm.
And it would be beneficial for many others who wants to live the positive and a happier life.
Mm. Thank you for that. This goes out to everybody who's out there, who's listening or who's watching. And hi, Arthur, how are you doing? And I hope you're doing well. We are talking about habits to design your life your way. So, uh, if you want to be better, if you want to drop a habit and start on a new good habit, this is your episode. And we have a great guest who is Rahul. And I want to ask you one question. You got disappointed about your inability to swim as you used to swim before. Now, going back to your first story, you had to be asked to stop the habit. Now, my question is, was it so comfortable to you before? I mean, you loved smoking, or did you also have times that you were disappointed with yourself about the habit? How was it?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And that disappointment was always converted into pleasure with another voice in your own mind which says, you live only once,
Mm-hmm.
just do it.
Just do it. Mm-hmm.
And that voice always kept becoming more stronger and stronger. That led me to those bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
On the other way, I started challenging that voice inside my mind that was giving me negative thoughts, that was giving me negative connotation. I
Mm-hmm.
challenged, and then I wanted to be more positive.
Mm-hmm.
And we can be positive by many other aspects. Number one, Anthony, is being surrounded by positive people.
Mm. That's important.
It's so important. Your inner circle, the people who you meet on a day-to-day basis, are they giving energy to you, or they are draining your energy?
Mm.
They should be the one who is giving you the energy.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Yeah. Have we entered into a list of habits that we should change so that I start taking notes?
Sure. So I have created an acronym for this, which is Habits for Miracles.
That's
Uh,
good.
and
Yeah.
that is also happens to be the topic of my new book, which is getting released on May 9th.
Oh yeah, I saw that. It looks good. I saw that.
Yes.
It's a habits for miracles. Design your life your way.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for bringing the cover. Thank you, Anthony.
Looks
So,
good.
so Miracles is an acronym
Okay.
where M stands for Mind Talk.
Okay. Mind talk.
Mind Talk is positive talk to yourself, to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And the important thing here, which I'm talking in my book, or mentioning in my book, is we need to talk in a third person.
Mm.
It's most of the time when we do mind talk, or also known as self talk, we use first person, which is I want to do this, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
My recommendation to the listeners would be use your name, and that will allow you to distance between you and the situation.
Mm.
So do the mind talk while going to the bed. It remains in your mind subconsciously throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
Do it when you get up in the morning, and
Mm-hmm.
start small. Okay, start small. Just for example, for me as an author,
Mm-hmm.
I do mind talk that Rahul wants to finish this section of the book tomorrow,
Okay.
and I repeatedly tell to myself, and then I need to take action because it is in a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is always telling you, hey, you need to work on your book. Hey, you need to work on that section of your book.
Mm-hmm.
And I find time on it, right?
Yeah.
So that is what M stands for, Anthony.
Okay.
The I stands for ideation.
Yeah.
We need to bring a lot of ideas, and ideas, when we think, when we journal our ideas, when we journal our thoughts, it brings wild ideas. and
Mm-hmm.
it brings us the ideas that we can execute.
Mm-hmm.
So in our mind, there are close to 80 to 90,000 thoughts that come in our mind in one single day.
Yeah.
90% of those thoughts are negative thoughts.
Mm.
That is the unfortunate part.
Mm-hmm.
So those 10,000 thoughts, if we note it down, if we jot it down, journal it, we can come up with multiple ideas, because many a times we forget what ideas we are having, and when we forget, we don't execute. So
Mm-hmm.
the second habit is ideation.
Mm-hmm.
The R stands for reading.
Okay.
Leaders are readers.
Yeah.
Inculcate the habit of reading in your routine. That will help you in your self development, as well as make you more knowledgeable in having a conversation in with any audience, whether it is in a school, a college, your work life, or at home. It will
Mm-hmm.
make you knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm.
The C in miracle stand for calmness.
Okay.
We need to be calm. We need to remain calm in situations when we are stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And my book talks about what are the things we can do to stay calm. Calmness is very, very important.
Yeah.
Right? The L stands for listening.
Okay.
And I think I missed one word. It is
I,
A.
I was thinking about that.
A.
I think I missed one letter.
Yeah. A stands for analyzation.
Okay.
Here I talk about the self-analyzation. It's as an individual, for us to improve, it is very important for us to know who we are,
Yeah.
what are our likes, what are our strengths, what are our areas of improvement. And there are multiple free online tools that are available, that our listeners can go and do their self-assessment.
Mm-hmm.
And once they know more about themselves, they will be in a better situation to handle things which are there for them to handle.
Mm-hmm.
So that was A. I spoke about C, calmness. L is for listening. And here, listening, I'm talking about listening to ourselves,
Yeah.
not listening to others.
Mm-hmm.
People who listen to themselves, they are more proactive in taking positive action.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what listening is. E stands for exercise.
Yeah.
Uh, Daily 5 to 10 minutes of exercise, moving your body will help you in leading a very happy and healthier life. And last but not the least, S stands for silence.
Okay.
We need to have silence in our life.
Mm-hmm.
That is more like just rejuvenation in our life.
Yeah.
How we charge our phones, our iPads, our laptops, by being silent, we are charging our own batteries, our battery of our body.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the miracles habits. If we inculcate these habits, I'm very confident we will be able to design our life our way,
Mm-hmm.
not someone else's way.
Beautiful. So that's miracles. Mind talk, I ideation, R reading, A analyzation, C calmness, L listening, E exercise, and S silence. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing that with us. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, it's beautiful, and once we always remember that, then we are going to have our life turn around from where it may be that we may not be so happy about it, or go to somewhere that we've been aiming to go to, dreaming of, once we apply this.
absolutely, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I would also encourage listeners to share these things with their friends, their families.
Mm-hmm.
There are many people who are in need of positivity in their life,
Many,
happiness in their life,
many.
miracles in their life.
Yeah, we have many people who go through that challenge, who are undergoing, who have habits, like you had the habit of smoking, and they don't have an idea how to stop it, or how to go around it. And then there are people who want to achieve things, like you gave the story of swimming, but then they are finding the challenge to do it because maybe they have been idle for too long. They have not been doing what they should have been doing, and then they have got to start all over again. It's the habits they create that is going to take them there. So
Correct.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm. What has been one of the most hardest, uh, just say, what has been your hardest time of achieving things or creating these habits?
So I would say these, if we try to inculcate all these habits in one time,
Mm-hmm.
it will become like a humongous task. So my request to our listeners would be take one at a time.
Okay.
Once you review these habits, think of the one of the habit that will give you maximum output.
Okay.
So the Pareto principles, which is the 80-20 rule, which 20% of things gives you 80% of result. That
Mm-hmm.
is what the Pareto principle is. So I would want my listeners to adopt the Pareto principle. What
Mm-hmm.
are those 20% of these habits that will give you 80% of the result?
Mm-hmm.
So focus on those. Be consistent.
Mm.
One of the reason why we are not able to instill the habit is the inconsistency.
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned from my coach, Dr. Delatorro Mcneal, is it's always about taking consistent action on a regular basis. Take consistent action. Don't think about what result you are getting from that action.
Mm-hmm.
Results are not in your hand. What is in our hand is the effort. So just put the effort and things will fall in place.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good, good. Now let's talk about your book. And when did you write it? Is it already finished? Because I see it's being launched on
It
some.
is finished, Anthony. Right now, it is being reviewed by many folks who are the leaders of positivity influencers. So this month, I
Mm-hmm.
have distributed my book to many of such individuals. They are in the process of reading and providing me the reviews. So I wanted to share the reviews with my audience so that they know the impact of the book. And May 9th, it will be released on Amazon as well as various bookstores.
Yeah, that's cool. And I think there's a lesson there. Whatever it is that we are doing, not only in writing, but the habits that we want to create. I think it's good that we have a someone who's giving us some feedback. And I do something, and I ask for feedback from a friend, from a spouse, from and that way we can always tell where we are going wrong or what
Mhm.
we are doing right to continue doing it or do it on a bigger scale.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
Continuous feedback is so important. And here is another advice for the listeners, Anthony.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may not just get feedback directly.
Hmm.
Be courageous to go and ask for feedback.
Mm.
Ask for a feedback with your team, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your kids, with your wife or
Hmm.
significant other. It's very very important to seek feedback.
Yeah.
And whenever you are getting feedback, here is one of my requests.
Hmm.
Just do fold your hands and say thank you.
Mm.
Don't react to the feedback you are receiving. Take feedback as a blessing, not as a curse. Many a times when we get feedback, we become defensive. We try to avoid and we say, no, that is not true.
Hmm.
But be mindful to the person who's giving feedback and be thankful to them that they are giving you input. So just fold your hands and just say thank you and take their blessings.
Oh, yeah, he's saying of being defensive. There are things that we are told, and I say, no, that's not me. especially if they are negative. If there is some negative feedback that I'm receiving, I say that that's not me. I can't be the one that you're trying to describe. No.
Mhm.
And then again, I've come through an interesting area where people refuse to accept compliments. They say, how do you handle, how do you say that? Is it, has it any effect on my life, refusing to accept compliments and saying no, that's not me?
Mhm.
How do you see that?
So, negative comments. It is the perspective of the person who is giving you the negative comment,
Mm-hmm.
right? Does
Mm-hmm.
not make you negative. It
Oh.
is their perspective.
Uh-huh.
When it comes to the positivity, so for me, I have been a level where probably I was more like a perfectionist, and just regular feedback or regular compliment was not something that was motivating to me.
Mm-hmm.
What was more motivating to me was the impact of my work,
Mm-hmm.
not just the immediate reaction, is the impact of my work. So in my work, I do training, I do leadership coaching. So there are a lot of my coaches who give me feedback just immediately after the session, that amazing session, great, thank you. And I say, don't give me that input. If you really appreciate my work, then focus on implementing the learnings, implementing the action items.
Ah.
That will be my biggest gift when you develop yourself, when you go to the next level in your professional development. That is my biggest gift.
Mm. Wow, wonderful.
Mhm.
And thank you for that. Now, how many other books have you written, or are you planning to? I mean, and are you
So,
writing or planning to write again?
so I have written an ebook. It is on Amazon already, titled "Be Action Oriented,"
Mm-hmm.
and it is talking about what are the 5 things you need to know that will help you in taking consistent action.
Yeah.
And then I have co-authored one book with a colleague, a professional colleague of mine, Jumpstart Your Link, Jumpstart Your Dash Link. So it is Jumpstart Your Career, Jumpstart Your Habit, Jumpstart Your Finance. So that is one of the book I've co-authored. Uh, for 23, I'm not focusing on any new book. My focus is on to ensure that the message that is written in these 2 books get disseminated, and people are giving, and I want to solicit feedback from people that will motivate me to write the 2.0 version of this book.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Good to hear that. Now, we know that people are listening, and if not now, they will listen because the episode is going to be everywhere out there. And we could have people interested in following up with you. How can they do that?
So they can log into my book website, which is
Mm-hmm.
habits4miracles.com. Thank you, Anthony. And they can connect to me through social media. My social media accounts are on the website. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they can also, and message me if they are interested in uh, reviewing my book. I would be more than happy to share the sample chapters and get their inputs, and more than happy to share their inputs with my uh, social media colleagues and friends. So I'm excited with this journey.
Wow, that's good. So, all of you there who are listening, you can always follow up with Rahul at www.habits4, for as in number, miracles.com, and connect with him. So, this has been Now Tell Us. We have really appreciated your presence here, Rahul, and we are coming to the end of this show. But before we go, we'd like you to leave us with a few words which we should always remember. Which are they?
I would say show gratitude towards people, be kind to people, and be humble. These are the 3 things. If we as an individual we inculcate in us, It will make us a better human being. Before becoming a better leader, better manager, better what, become a better human being. And be humble, show gratitude, and be kind.
Wow. Have gratitude, be kind and humble. Thank you for that. We shall remember that. Yes, and we appreciate you sharing that with us. So that's about it for today. We really appreciate your coming here, Rahul. Thank you very much.
Thank you to your listeners, and thank you, Anthony, for having me on the show.
Yes, and we also thank every viewer, every listener out there. Thank you for taking your time and hearing this information. And we remind you, please share it with your friends, and let's encourage one another to be the best of people, the best version of ourselves. And this is going to come from creating habits, as Rahul has suggested in our show. So that's about it. I've been your host, Anthony Moirore, and together with our guest today, Rahul Karan Sharma, we are saying bye for now. Yeah, create the good habits.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye bye.